Hey, Next 50, Coach Valerie here with another chai chat. So grab yourself a favorite beverage, sit back and enjoy. Now, our last chai chat, we talked about Fit for Life, and that was a two-part series. So today I want to talk about biological markers, which are commonly known as biomarkers. Now, these are a broad subcategory of medical signs or objective indications, or that which is observed on the outside of the patient. Biological markers can be accurately reproduced. Now, again, this is a huge topic. So like the last chai chat, Fit for Life, this will be a multi-part chat as well. So because there's so many of them, I want to put them in alphabetical order, not by order of importance, because we all age differently. So some of these may manifest in us, some of these may not. And of course, they always manifest in varying degrees. So alphabetically, let's look at A, aerobic capacity, or your VO2 max. If you've attended any of my YouTube channel classes or my classes in person, you've heard me put that big emphasis on breathing and technique when we're exercising. That has everything to do with your aerobic capacity or your VO2 max. As we age, that may decrease. So your aerobic capacity or your VO2 max is the highest rate of oxygen consumption you're capable of. B, blood cholesterol levels may increase. Now, some of us will experience an increased tendency towards hypertension. Often this is a result of increased peripheral vascular resistance, which affects the heart and the organ. We only got one heart. B, body fat. Your levels may increase, but mostly this is due to decreased activity. B, again, bone density or mass. This may also decrease. When it does, it affects the vertebral discs or the spine, and it creates fragile and porous bones. Mostly this is attributed to a lack of exercise, lack of calcium, poor nutrition, and for women, a loss of estrogen in postmenopause. C, cardiac output. This is the amount of the blood that's pumped with each beat of your heart, and that may decline. If it does, it decreases the efficiency of the heart's ability to pump. All the more reason, again, to exercise to keep that heart strong. G, gastrointestinal system may change. Now, if it does, this is often the result. It also results in a different dietary demands. And this is true. Me personally, I try to change my dietary perspective every 10 years or so. And it seems to really work for me. It may be something that you could look at. In other words, and I've said this before, don't be eating the same thing that you were eating when you're in your 20s. Don't sit down and just, slug out the pizza and beer. Our body has different nutritional requirements, and we should respect that. Next, H, heart muscle may lose strength. That gets back down to that cardiac input again. Where the heart loses strength, it will harden and shrink, which makes it difficult for the blood to flow freely throughout the body. Now, if it does, the body may compensate with an increase of the systolic blood pressure. If so, the increased workload placed on your heart and your circulatory system can lead to strokes and heart attack. Joints. Boy, I talk a lot about joints in all of my YouTube channel videos, all those Next 50 workout videos. Joints, they tend to stiffen where the bone structure becomes less firm. Pay attention to that, because we just talked about bones. So if your bones are becoming fragile and porous, that means that's going to have a direct impact on your joints. So those joints have a lot to do with that overall bone strength. Now, if your joints have a tendency to stiffen, this is what actually causes the loss of height in that stooped over posture that some of us will acquire as we age. So this joint stiffening throughout the body also impacts your breathing. There's that respiration again, your urination and your defecation, because it has to do with all the organs down there in that that pelvic bowl. K, kidney filtration declines. As an example, a 75-year-old may have 60% kidney filtration compared to somebody in their 30s. That gets back down to eating healthy and moving again. M, metabolism. This does slow down as we age. Now, your metabolism is the total of all the chemical and physical processes by which your body builds and maintains itself, and by which it breaks it all back down into substances that are used for energy. So your calorie requirements may drop anywhere from 2 to 10% with inactivity. Let me stress that. Inactivity. If you're not moving around, yeah, you're not going to be eating as much as you're used to, nor will your body, feel those same hunger pangs. You're not going to be hungry if you're not moving. Now, seniors like myself who remain active, we must maintain our muscle mass and our bone density by consuming enough calories. I've often said this as well. Some Harvard medical studies have shown that senior athletes need to be consuming the same level of protein as younger athletes. That's important. Again, a biomarker is that decreased bone density and muscle mass, and the best way to direct that is through protein or caloric intake. M, muscle mass may decrease. This is not just the mass of your muscle, but also strength. So when we talk about muscle mass and bone density, muscle masses also means that you're getting weaker and weaker. N, nerve cell body. When the number of the cells in the body decreases, then the nerve cell body may also degenerate. This results in slower reaction and slower movements. Another reason I put so much emphasis on that reaction time. That's like, catching a ball that your grandchild throws, or in my workout videos, we will toss that weight from one hand and catch it in the other to help with that reaction time. N, nervous system. This becomes altered in part due to the loss in the bulk of the brain. For example, the brain weight of a 75-year-old is 92% that of a 30-year-old. Exercise increases brain mass, so does drinking your electrolytes. O, oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. This is your respiratory system. A loss of efficiency here results in the weakening of the muscles and changes the joints around the ribs and the chest, making it harder for you to take that deep breath because those ribs, those muscles and bones and joints don't want to expand and open up. The fibers of the lungs then may lose their elasticity, and the blood vessels that support them may harden. All of this culminates in a difficulty in breathing. All the more reason to, again, as I always say in my videos, technique and breathing. Pay attention to when you're inhaling and when you're exhaling, and inhale deeply, exhale completely. R, reflexes and reaction time. Again, that's a biomarker of aging. Skin. S, it loses elasticity and its appearance may darken, and you may become more vulnerable to bruising and skin sores. Also, too, with skin, the sensations of touch and pain may become altered. If so, you may feel less capable of navigating the world and the environment around you, and that can kind of lead to depression and feeling more isolated. So all the more reason, again, exercise, nutrition, and recovery. T, taste and smell may become less sensitive. V, visual acuity diminishes. This often happens because less light reaches the retina in the aging eye, and that causes the lens to acquire that yellow cast or that cataract. Okay, now A through V. With all that said, trust me when I say regular and prudent exercise can halt, and maybe even reverse, literally reverse some of these characteristics of aging. Knowing this, that's the true magic pill. Knowing this information empowers us to go forth and age actively, to take control of our aging process. So again, clearly this is a long topic. These have just been the basics. So stay tuned here for the next part of this chai chat on aging and biological markers. And until next time, continue to follow my YouTube channel for your free Next 50 Level 1 and Level 2 Senior Fitness Workout videos. Until then, of course, visit me on Patreon, and I would gladly take any donations that you feel that my time and my effort is worth. And otherwise, visit our Facebook page, where we have a really fun community there, people inputting and sharing their Next 50 journey as well. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay whole, Next 50.